bowler practices the prescribed form that makes for good bowling. And when he makes a strike, he's a happy cookie. Ah, but no average bowler is Andy Varipapa. No, indeed. He's the champ. He's also the greatest bowling trickster of all time. Andy likes to make strikes the hard way. See what I mean? When it comes to trick shots on bowling alleys, there's nobody like the mighty Varipapa. Ambidextrous Andy, they calls him. And what's more, he doesn't always depend on his hands to make a shot. Sometimes Andy becomes lazy and uses a foot. From where I sit, it looks like he's going to flop on this one. Seems like that ball is heading for the gutter. Uh-oh, am I wrong? Look at the curve he's put on that thing. Nice going, Mr. Varipapa. It's all so simple for Andy. 4 pins, 4 balls, 4 shots without a miss, maybe. Well, let's see. 1 down. 2 down. 3 down. Andy, don't miss now. So well, Bob. And now he'll reverse the order of things by making his spare with the first ball and his first shot with the second ball. Confusing? Well, look. That was the second ball, and this is the spare by the first ball. It's easy. Try it sometime when you have a lot of time. And now some billiard technique on a bowling alley. The first ball, a slow one, takes this course. The second ball is fast and hits the first ball here. This causes the balls to carom off the gutters, hitting each pin like this. Well, anyway, the man says it can do it. The first ball travels as slow as a snail at another snail's funeral. The second ball will have to smack it at exactly the right spot on the alley. Watch. Yes, sir. Next, a Varipapa Pipperoo, in which Handy Andy adds some fancy footwork just to make things more complicated. 2 more balls rolled by hand will cross each other's path. Well, let's see. That's it. Good going, guy. Here's a neat trick. To down all 5 pins, the ball must travel like this. Can Andy do it? Well, he'll try anything. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now the number 7 pin. Maybe. He does it. And he can do it again and again and again. Well, again anyway. Here, the hero of Hempstead will knock this pin down, roll the ball between 2 hurricane lamps, and curve over to pick off the number 7 pin. Not too much clearance here either. P.S. They're his wife's favorite lamps, real crystal. But then, Mama Varipapa needn't worry. Papa Varipapa hasn't popped one yet. Now, between the lamps. Good. Mama Varipapa is breathing easier, but Papa Varipapa isn't. He still must hit that pin. And so, all is peace and joy in the Varipapa family, but not for long. Look. First, he'll pick off this pin, then deflect the ball off the second pin, sending it between the lamps, and finally, pop off the pin way over here. Well, here we go. What a shot, fella. And here, as his wife closes her eyes, we'll try it once again for the slow motion camera. And now you'll see the ball go between those lamps. We hope. Yow, Mrs. B, all is well. And there you are, customers, Varipapa the perfectionist. Now, Andy will roll 2 balls between these lamps. The balls will then cross paths between these lamps. Then pass between these lamps and finally pick off both pins. Yep, Andy's wife makes a hobby of collecting those crystal lamps. But then, they're as safe as if they were in a locked cabinet, it says here. The balls go between the first lamps. Then they cross paths as they pass between the next lamps. Then they clear the final set. Then one pin. And the other. And there you are, folks. Just another easy way to make a living. And now, Andy will roll a ball down the alley and smack this ball a glancing blow so that each ball will carom into a gutter without even scratching a lamp. Yup, and what's more, one of the balls will come back on the alley and knock down 10 pins. Those lamps right behind that stationary ball, if he doesn't sock that ball just right, oh, there'll be bad news tonight for Andy. Good, that is, so far. There's still a strike to be made, remember? A strike, 10 pins, that is. Do you think he can do it? Yeah, what a way to make a strike. That guy never misses. Well, just to prove that he never misses, and so you can see this trick shot in normal speed, he'll do it again. Smelling salts, please, for Mama Varipapa. That night, with his wife recovering at home, Andy insists on one more lamp trick to end all lamp tricks. He'll roll a ball down the alley and hit this ball, knocking it into the left gutter, and the other ball into the right gutter, without touching a lamp, mind you. Then both balls will bounce out of the gutters and meet here, causing them to pick off the 2 pins. Impossible? Well, watch carefully. He actually did it. In my last movie featuring the peerless Varipapa, his greatest trick shot went like this. It was a 3-pin, 3-alley shot that gave millions of bowlers goose pimples. But now, Andy's out to top that trick. Look at this. He'll roll the ball down here and try to hit the 2 front pins so they'll hurtle over to pick off these pins. Meanwhile, the ball will continue down the center alley to make a strike. Well, Andy can dream, can't he? A 14-pin, 3-alley shot. Missed. Andy, maybe this is impossible. Let's forget the whole thing. Oh, stubborn, eh? Well, Bub, our movie is near the end. So this is positively your very last chance. It looks good. It is good. What bowling? What control? What time is it? I gotta go. Well, goodbye now. You'll note the pins are lined up diagonally. A perfectly controlled hook ball curves into this tunnel and passes through, picking off the end pin here. Just a minute, Andy. Here. That makes it a little more interesting. Well, what's wrong? You want it a little more interesting? Okay, here. How's that, Andy? Oh, that's better, eh? Don't worry, girls. You won't feel a thing if he doesn't miss. Caught in slow motion, the 16-pound ball is actually traveling 20 feet a second. Look out. And now for the end pin. Whew. Relax, girls. And here, ladies and gentlemen, we have the one and only Andy Varipapa, world's greatest trick bowler. Little Andy from Brooklyn, they calls him. He stands alone in his field. 1, 2, 3. Yes, sir. Here's two-handed hairline accuracy. Picking off this pin with a right-handed hook and this pin with a left-handed hook, leaving the rest of the pin standing, no less. Okay, here we go. Yahoo! Andy's mighty double reverse hook. Here's the course of the two balls in this amazing ambidextrous shot. An exhibition of truly remarkable control. Righto? Be there, Andy. Watch him reverse. Look out. Andy, you're terrific. And now the most amazing ambidextrous shot ever tried anywhere, including Brooklyn. 20 pins, I counted them myself. For the first time anywhere, little Andy will simultaneously roll 2 balls on 2 alleys for 2 strikes. Andy boy, don't let me down. Please hit that jackpot. Here we go. This suspense is positively periculous. Sweep it. Does he do it? Yes, indeed, a Varipapa super. 5 years ago, we photographed Andy knocking over 3 pins on 2 alleys with 1 ball. Today, little Andy will try to hit 3 pins on 3 alleys with 1 ball. Well, I doubt it too, but let's see. After all, you can expect anything from Andy. He holds the world's record of 46 perfect scores. That means in each of 46 games, every ball he rolled was a strike. The head pin will hurtle over 3 alleys to the right. Watch. Crash! There it is. You can't fool the slow-motion camera.
Andy Varipapa, the world's top flight artist of trick and fancy bowling. He's the only expert who is completely ambidextrous. He can throw sharp-shooting bullseye hooks with either hand. Now, going from left to right hand is absolutely no trouble at all. He's the original Handy Andy man. One of Andy's very special tricks is called the double-barreled salvo. 2 perfect hooks bowl simultaneously crisscross on the alley, mopping up a most difficult split. The gutter is no mental hazard. He loves to pick off a spare pin with a bank shot from a side gutter. Now Andy has cooked up a fancy combination which he calls an Uncle Benny, or the pawn shop special. Using 3 balls, he kicks the first with his foot, rolls the next with his left hand, and the third with his right hand. Each ball clips a pin as neatly as a daisy. His remarkable control of the ball with hook or spin is illustrated with this staggered 3-pin shot. Nice control, young man. His 3-pin masse shot brings billiard expertness to the bowling alley. He puts tremendous English on the ball, and it travels in 3 distinct arcs as it mows down the 3 pins. Here's the impossible split, but nothing stumps Andy, so he calls his daughter into the picture. Well, let's see. What's the gag? Well, there's family teamwork if I ever saw it. This 3-alley exhibition shot he calls the Flying Dutchman. The ball must part the 2 middle alley pins with hairline accuracy. And it does. Here's a good trick. Away down at the end of this long double lane is a lone pin that Andy holds in contempt. Ha ha ha, this time, this guy's in for a beating. Smack him right in the kisser, Andy. Good. And thanks, Andy Varipapa. You can roll on our team any day. You're not bad.
Andy started in on his trick shots. He began with the big 4, the 4, 6, 7, 10. Andy had his own special technique for this shot. And he said he'd like to have the American Bowling Congress adopt it so we could all improve our averages. Next, Andy showed us what he called his drop kick. He said he calls it that because most of the time it drops in the gutter. And it sure didn't this time. He got a spare. Then he showed us his carom shot. He hits the first pin on the right, the next on the left, and the last on the right again. Next, he made what he calls his tunnel shot, right between 2 rows of pins, then a quick hook to pick off the 7 pin. Watch this double hook. This ball has more English than the British Isles. Andy calls this his bank shot. Then Andy showed us the Suddenly driver, a fellow who drives all over the road, even on the left-hand side. Along comes a fellow in a hurry to make a bowling date and cuts off the Sunday driver at the crossing. Next came Andy's Massey shot. He hits 1, 2, 3, all on the right side. And finally, we saw Andy's scatter shot. Well, that's one he missed. We were all yelling, "Try it again, Andy." And he did. And got it, too. Yes, sir, he's really great, that Andy Varipapa. What an exhibition.
Get the thumb here, make the ball roll. Get over here with the ball. Put your hand underneath. Now, hold it like that and roll the ball. Make sure it rolls. Go ahead. Now, you see what you're doing? See what you're doing? You gotta roll here. Up, you know. Punch yourself. Very good. Walk over here. Just
you want to let go of it?
Yeah.
Right there. Keep it right there.
Okay. Don't lay it down flat. All right. There that boy. Very big improvement. 3. No. There, that's 4. Listen, what's your name?
Ray.
Ray, listen.
That's
I will let you bowl until you improve, but for the good of the game, quit. Don't baby. Don't baby. Oh. I liked bowling, and I started bowling, and I became so enthused on bowling that when I was a butcher boy, when I was at 13 or 14 years old, I used to pick up a piece of ice on the sidewalk and develop rhythm, because I'm intrigued with rhythm in bowling.